Hi, my name is Ross Gustafson, and this is Volta Games. Today, I'm going to teach you how to play Terraforming Mars. So if you're watching this video, you either clicked on the wrong video and you should go back to video 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, no matter where you were in watching this video series, or you want some more advanced rules, or you played your very first game and now you also want some advanced rules. Alright, in this game, if you're just looking at advanced setup, you want to look at the first variant I'm going to talk about, because I'm going to talk about 3. So the first variant and the advanced setup, which is the first sort of half of this video. And then the other half is going to be the other variant, and then the final variant, which is the solo game. Alright, I think we're ready to go. Enough of me blabbing. Let's learn the game variants for Terraforming Mars.
Let's begin with the advanced setup. At the beginning of the game, use the advanced corporate cards instead of the beginner corporation cards. You will note that the beginner corporation cards have a grayscale card back, while the advanced corporation cards have a colored card back. Each corporation card is unique and gives you a unique starting mega credit amount, starting resources, upgrades in certain production rates, unique abilities, and a tag on the top right hand corner of most of the cards. This tag can be used to the benefit of other action cards as if it were played face-up action card. You can determine any way you wish to distribute the advanced corporation cards as long as everyone at the table agrees on it. My favorite way is to give each player 2 or 3 corporations to choose from, and all players reveal at the same time which corporation they chose. Instead of just getting 10 cards for free like the beginner corporation setup is, in the advanced setup you must pay 3 mega credits per card you wish to keep out of the initial hand of 10 cards you were dealt. The cards you choose not to keep are discarded face down in the action card discard pile. The first variant is the corporate era variant. In the corporate era variant, all action cards with the corporate era symbol on them, the red circle with the white upside down triangle in the center, are shuffled into the deck and are used. These cards are often more interesting, more interactive, or more complex, and often have more depth, which provides a richer game experience. As well, include the corporations that have the same corporate era symbol and include them among the corporations players can be dealt and or chose from. The second variant is the draft variant. Simply put, instead of blindly drawing 4 cards in the research phase, here you draft 4 cards and you keep your choice of 4 cards. The draft works like this. Each player draws 4 cards like normal and looks at the cards. All players choose 1 card to be in their research selection of 4 cards and then pass the remaining cards in their hand to the next player. But don't show anyone what you picked. If the round is an odd number round, you pass clockwise. If it is an even number round, you pass counterclockwise. Now each player should have 3 cards to pick from. Each player picks a card from that hand of 3 cards simultaneously and pass the remaining 2 cards to the next person. Then each player picks out 1 card for the next hand of 2 cards simultaneously and gives the last card to the next player. Everyone keeps the last hand of a single card that is given to them. Now you should have 4 cards you selected from different hands you were given. These cards will need to be bought for 3 mega credits each to keep in your complete hand of cards, just like before. Pick 0 to 4 cards and pay 3 mega credits each for each card you pick. So the hand you drafted can be all discarded if you so chose. In this variant, do not draft the initial hand of 10 cards you were given at the game setup. The final variant is the solo play variant. This variant is for playing the game by yourself. You set up the game like normal with the advanced cards and corporations found in the corporate era variant. However, there is some additional setup. First, put your player cube not on the 20 location in the Terraform rating track, but on 14 instead, which is also where the board says solo. Next, place 2 cities on the board. These will not be your cities, but will be neutral cities. These cities will be placed on random card draw. For the first city, draw the top 4 cards, add up their total cost of mega credits, then count the number of spaces on the map you can place a city from left to right, then top to bottom order, skipping any space you cannot normally place a city down on. If you get to the end of the spaces, continue counting from the top left space and finish counting. For the second city, do the same thing except start at the bottom right space and count spaces in the reverse order. Once you've placed your 2 city tiles, place 1 greenery tile adjacent to each city by drawing a card for each tile and using its cost in mega credits to count tiles around the adjacent spaces around the city, starting with the top left side of the city. Again, count the spaces around the city until you land on the number in a clockwise fashion. Also skip spaces where a greenery tile is not allowed to be placed normally. Do this for both cities so that they each have a single greenery tile. These cities and greenery tiles are neutral and do not belong to you. Do not place a player marker on those cities or greenery tiles. Finally, if you play with the Tharsis Republic Corporation, you get the benefit of both tiles' extra mega credit production at the beginning of the game. As for gameplay of the solo game, you do not use the awards or milestones. You always get to steal from, reduce resources, and reduce production from a neutral opponent. This opponent has infinite resources and production to steal and reduce if need be. Finally, you have only 14 rounds to terraform Mars. If you don't fulfill all 3 global parameter tracks by the end of round 14, you lose. If you do finish all the tracks, then you win with your final score. Just like in the normal game, you get one last chance to build greeneries after the final round you completed the 3 tracks on. Count up your score just like in the multiplayer game when you are all done.
Whew. Well, you've now either sat through 5 videos or you skipped all the way to the end. So congratulations is in order. All right. Obviously, I love this game. Obviously, this game is fantastic. I think this is the best game that Stronghold Games has ever made. I think the theme works really well, gets people who aren't into economic engine building games into it. And yeah, play this. Play this as many times as you can. If you're kind of watching this to decide, maybe I should play this. No, play this, get this game, play this, and you will not be sorry. I've yet to meet really too many people, unless they're like really don't like engine building economic games, and even then, I find a lot of people, it brings a lot of people in there. Very, very few people I've met who don't like this game. It just hits all the right buttons. My pick for 2016, best game of the year. If I had any voting rights ever, anywhere, which I don't. So, alright, my recommendations for the game, if you're going to play. If it's your first time playing, you've never played the game before, don't use any variants or advanced corporations. If you really are not familiar with engine or economic type games. Alright, for all of you who probably are more into gaming and so forth, don't use a beginner corps. It's a waste of your time. Use the advanced corporations. It makes the game so much more flavorful, and they're not overly complex. This game is really not that complex. And if you played these kind of games where you play this game once, play the draft variant and never go back. That's the best way to play. Draft variant, advanced corporations, and the corporate era draft. That's the way to go. Alright, thanks for watching. I'm Ross Gustafson. This is Volta Games. Please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video and all the other videos. That'd be great. If you have any comments or questions, put them on the appropriate video so I can answer them as quickly as possible and in context as well. Alright, and if you want to follow us, our website is www.teslavolta.com. Our social media networks, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Volta Games. And the same for all 3. Alright, I'm Ross Gustafson, and I hoped we sparked your interest into better games like